And this is what I invite you to do. I want you to write something like this for yourself as a vision, and you're going to live it starting now. It's not something you're waiting to get. You're now in the extension of your being. So you just want you to play it like a game. So let's see. So I'm constantly delighted. I give generously. I receive joyously. I write, play, and teach dance classes. So like I said, I was a Zumba instructor back then. I eat the best foods. I travel first class. I stay in the best hotels. I remember back then I had no money. I was not staying in any hotels, 10 years worth of credit card debt, but I had that vision. It was like, yes, I travel. Everything I do is the best because that glorifies God. I give workshops that are always well attended. My Zumba classes are jammed, crammed with happy students whose lives are being transformed. Bill and I own a beautiful retreat center with a dance studio. It is my joy and privilege to be able to help so many people to find their happiness and passion and live it. I love being with Bill so much. He is amazing, generous, fun, funny, handsome, hot, and kind. I feel like a little kid with him. We do the funnest things. We have the best time. So we were only together, living together. We weren't married back then. We're married now, but I held that vision. This is my best friend. We have such a fun time. I feel happy that God is in charge of my life and finances. He is my source, my love, and my supply. I am amazed every day by all the gifts that come to me. I remember before that, I wasn't amazed. I just was constantly saying it's not enough. Things were coming to me all the time. I want you to watch how much is actually coming to you. But how much we think nothing's coming to me, it's not enough. That's a lack mentality, and you're just going to stop that now. I am amazed every day by all the gifts that come to me. Money and large, rich, opulent, lavish financial surprises come to me from all directions, out of the blue, and I am grateful. And that was one of the major decisions that I made, is I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to live in a state of gratitude, and that's my way of being. I tithe 10% to people and places who inspire me and encourage me. I put 10% in savings. I am debt-free. I pay for everything in cash. I buy whatever I want, whenever I want. I have wonderful projects for good in the world, and all the money I desire shows up to support my work. Everything I need and desire and want always shows up immediately. All I have to do is think it, and it shows up. All is well. God is good. And then I put some notes on here. I don't remember when I put them on, but I wrote, God's messengers are joyous, and their joy heals all sorrow and despair. My mission is to call all minds to let their doubt and sorrow go and take their place beside me in God's plan. So that comes straight out of A Course in Miracles. And I just said, okay, there it is. I'm living it now. I am this person. This is me. And I just said, okay, no more messing around, no more waiting for this life to show up. And as a rich person, as a person who's generous, as a person who's in love with their life, I got out of bed differently in the morning. I had a totally different attitude. And I knew I'm going to pay off that 10 years worth of credit card debt. So as a person in lack, I stopped contacting those credit card companies. I just thought, oh, it doesn't matter. They'll never find me. I don't need to pay it. No, I'm a responsible, generous, abundant person who pays all my bills and who is debt-free. And that was part of the process. No more wishing, no more hoping, no more waiting for magical things to happen. I have contacted the power that is within, and I'm living from that place now. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't have money, and I just thought, but it doesn't matter. I got to send a message to myself that I'm in that frequency already, and there's no more waiting. So I found all the people I owed money, all the credit card companies. I called them all up. I said, here I am, sorry for being out of touch for so long. And the most tremendous fear came upon me because I thought for sure I'm going to jail. Someone's going to show up. Maybe they're going to charge me all this money. But I knew I had to step into the fear. And I called all those people. I said, here's my new phone number. Here's my email. Here's my house address. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to pay it, but I'm going to pay it. And that was my firm beginning. And what happened there in my situation was the largest one. Now that they had my contact information, they gave me a deal. They said, if you can pay off this amount of money, which was drastically reduced from what I owed, we will wipe the credit card debt clear. And I thought that was great, but I did not believe them. So I said, okay, I need it in writing. And at first they wouldn't do it. I just said, just put it in writing and the money will come and I will pay it. And they finally did put it in writing. And I did come up with the money, and money was coming to me all of a sudden. Like, money was literally coming out of the blue, just like I wrote in my vision. And one of the amazing things that happened to me, and I'm always a little bit hesitant to tell this story because I don't want people to hear this story and think that, okay, I'm going to do this work and the same thing's going to happen to me, because that's not the point of this work. But what happened to me in the first week of me doing this work, and I mean, I was 100%. I did not let a single doubt slip in. I was just like, I'm doing this. I am this person. And I just saw myself as a person in love with life and just giving. I have so much to give, and I'm giving. And I received this card from a woman in Florida who knew my work, and I had been blogging online. I have a book called Gorgeous for God. She had read it, and she sent me a check for $10,000 saying, you've helped me so much. You helped me get through the passing of my mom, and I'm so grateful to you, and I just wanted to give you this. I just had some money come into me in an inheritance, and here's this check. I didn't think it was real. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I opened it up. I went to my husband, Bill. I said, is this real? And it was funny because the week before, we had been doing an online class with a group, and we decided, let's play a game and send pretend checks to everyone. And some of you may have heard how, groups do that sometimes, just for fun. And I thought, oh, this must be one of those pretend checks. And we realized, oh, she's not in the group. And Bill said, it looks real. And I was like, oh my God. And I tied 10%, that's $1,000. And I had a vision. What happens when you start doing this work is, now that you're no longer wasting your energy on grievances and doubt and resentments, A Course in Miracles says, my grievances hide the light in me. So while I was living in a state of lack, I literally couldn't hear God's voice. My mind was so preoccupied with all my problems. So when I stopped doing that, I stopped thinking about how bad my life is and how nothing's working. I stopped that totally. I started receiving ideas. And Bill and I had this idea of how fun it would be. Everything for us back then was, wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be fun? What would be cool? And we didn't do anything seriously. We just said, wouldn't it be fun if we had an organization that was supporting, encouraging, and inspiring people to go through the transformation from fear to love using A Course in Miracles? And we were like, that would be awesome. And so we stepped into like, okay, it's already happening. Like, that foundation is already established. And so we were taking the steps, and we talked about it, and we just decided we were living totally in trust. Let's take the other $9,000 and put it in a bank account for an organization that didn't exist yet. But in our minds, it did. We knew it's already here. We're taking the steps. So do you see? You are now in the law of extension. You are no longer waiting for things to happen, and then you'll start that website, and then you'll take that bold move, and then you'll do this. No, you're saying it's happening now.